MSUTV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSUTV is signing on.
Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of MSU Sports Circle, the defining voice in all things sports. I'm your host, Justin Neely, and joined with me as always are my fellow colleagues, Adrena Anderson and Matt Johnson. How y'all feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. First, I must say, and I think we can all agree on this, it is good to be back.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
With that being said, let's just get right into it. We've missed a whole lot of sports, so what would we do if we did not discuss the Olympics? First things first, what were some of the notable performances that you guys witnessed?
Well, for sure, we're going to have to mention Gabby Douglas. I definitely think she shut it down in the Olympics this year. She just seemed so focused out on the gymnastics floor, and she looked like she was having fun most of all. I could definitely say she overcame a lot. A lot of people, had a lot to say about her and just wouldn't give her the props that she was due. And I definitely think every medal she won and every award she got, she deserved it, hands down.
I was going to feed off you. She shut this Olympics down. She really did. She came in with people against her, and she was just like, you know what? I'm going to go in there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make history. I go down as the first African-American woman to win in the gymnastics category.
Now, is it too bold of me to say that arguably she has been the biggest breakout star of this year's Olympics?
Definitely. I don't think there was anyone that got more hype and more talk than Gabby Douglas, and she deserved every bit of press that she got. To be so young, she just seemed so focused, and it was just amazing to watch her. I'm not even really big into gymnastics, but I tuned in every day that she was on just to watch her.
And that's the thing. I never in my life, the honest truth, even watched the gymnastics. And I was just like, what is so it's fascinating about this young lady? Like, she made you tune in to gymnastics. I guarantee you, the next Olympics, people will be checking out gymnastics more.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's definitely shout outs to Gabby Douglas. Who else stepped up?
Do not forget about this big time swimmer, Mr. Michael Phelps. This man is just incredible. They cut him out. They say he was old. You wasn't going to be able to do it. You come back, and what do? More medals won, 4 more golds added to your resume, and 2 silvers. And now you go down as the all-time winningest medalist in the Olympics. How impressive is that?
Yeah, I agree. He is now the most decorated Olympian. He broke a 48-year-old record, and after that, he announced that he's retiring, and I think he deserves that retirement. What he did was impossible. He has 22 medals, 18 of them are gold. So that says a lot about him. Majority of his medals are gold. Michael Phelps, a lot of people said a lot of things. Oh, he doesn't look like he's ready. He doesn't look focused. But he came out there and he did what he needed to do. And I didn't really get what a lot of people were criticizing him so hard for, because in the trials, he wasn't getting first. You're going to have to swim this race 2-3 more times. Why wear yourself out? You know what I mean? When you get to the big dance is when you win it. And that's what he did.
Staying on the topic of criticism and people saying a lot of things, one of the spotlights of Michael Phelps was that one of his teammates, who he supposedly trained with, actually called him out, saying that he was lazy. He didn't train the way he felt he trained, quote unquote, that he trained harder than Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps came back. Was that a response? Do you think that was fuel, or do you think Michael Phelps just brushed that off?
Man just brushed it off. I don't think I think it is true. He probably didn't train. He's just a freak of nature. He's just one of those guys that just so this talented. I can do this with my hands tied behind my back, my eyes closed. I can do this.
Well, speaking of freaks of nature, and I know not everybody may be a fan, especially not Americans, but if we're talking about natural talent, we have to talk about Usain Bolt. Matt, take it there.
The fastest man I've ever seen in my life. The fastest man I have ever witnessed in my life. I think he could race a cheetah. I honestly, truly do believe that. I honestly do believe that. He comes in the Olympics, they cut him out just like they did with Phelps talking about he was old. They talking about his knees have been real bad. And what did he do? Comes back, wins the 200 meter, adds more medals to his resume. And it's just so amazing how he does this.
I mean, I have to respect him because, like you said, he is the fastest. But sometimes I just wish he
looks
would.
back. He looks back.
Yes.
He runs and he looks back. He looks back at people while he's running. How do you do that?
He's the best.
Look, he's one of those times. I could look my neck halfway like that, and I will still beat everybody behind me.
We could talk till we blue in the face, but by the time we get done, he's already halfway through China.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after these commercial breaks with more MSU Sports Circle.
For students pursuing a career in the medical health field, come check out the new MSU Share Building. The Share Building is located right below St. Clair Hospital on Fleming Avenue. This building will offer students the chance to further their understanding of medical health and prepare them for a future with state-of-the-art hands-on classes.
For students living both on and off campus, come check out the new POD store, located in Alumni Tower. POD store is a great way for students on campus to go grocery shopping without leaving campus, or for students looking for a place to spend flex dollars on drinks, snacks, and supplies. Remember, if you're by Alumni Tower, visit the POD store to the right of the catwalk for products on demand when you want them.
Welcome back. Speaking of big events that happen, it's only right that we talk about LeBron getting his first ring. My question is, were we witnesses? What did we witness? You know, he played an amazing postseason. That's undeniable, and ultimately came out with his first NBA championship ring. Let's discuss his performance.
Well, first off, I just want to say I'm happy he did this. He is one of the most highly criticized athletes out there, and it just was time for people to get off his back, and I'm glad that he got this championship ring. To me, it was just a milestone that he had to get over, a hump that he had to get over, and seeing him do that, he just lit up when he knew that they won that game. And being an athlete, I like to see that, you know?
He's got to piggyback off you. He has been one of the most criticized mans. But I really think LeBron took that as motivation. He's like, you felt I couldn't do it at Cleveland, which I think I could have, but I just felt it was time for me to leave. That's what I wanted to do. I go to the Heat. We're still having our struggles. When we first assembled this all-star team, and what do? Season 1, we go to the finals, we drop to the Dallas, come back season 2, and what do? We get over this hump, and we win this ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what exactly does this ring mean? A lot of people have there's been a lot of talk. You know, does this put him up there with the Kobe's getting this one ring, or dare I say even the MJ's?
Before we compare him to Kobe, I would like to see him to do it back-to-back. You know, Kobe, he was able to do it back-to-back. I would like to see LeBron James and the Heat come out and win it again next season. And if they can do that, then I think it's safe to say we can put him up there with Kobe.
I don't care if he just wins this ring and that's it. I already said he was in the class with Kobe Bryant. Now, going further with Mr. Michael Jordan, no, I don't think that's fair to say. Not his status. One ring was nice for Kobe, but for Jordan, no.
So overall body of work, one ring from LeBron James is enough to put him in the same discussion as Kobe Bryant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I mean, LeBron James is one of the most dominating forces in basketball, and I can say that I do agree with that. But Kobe Bryant, he has made a name for his Lakers. You know what I'm trying to say? And I would like to see LeBron do that. Yes, everybody is a Heat fan, but this is just their first ring. So are they going to continue to win rings like Kobe did with the Lakers? I would like to see him do that with this Heat program.
I definitely must say it was definitely good to see a player like LeBron get a ring, because as a basketball fanatic, I find it heartbreaking to see talent such as that go out without a ring. But in my opinion, to put him up there with the Kobe's or even the Jordans at this stage of his career is absurd. Is he the greatest player in the world? It's undeniable. It's undisputed. This man is amazing. He will go down as one of the greatest players of all time. But in terms of comparing, I see longevity. And Kobe has proven that. Jordan proved that. LeBron has yet to prove that, which I think he may. Piggybacking off that, what's in store for Miami right now? What can we expect?
you keep the same team together. You add Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen in NBA history. I say they pick up where we left off at. Who really in the East when you look on paper? And I know it's just on paper that really can compete with him.
Like I said, I think right now they have the upper hand. They have the momentum. So feeding off of what they just did, I think right now they're in a good position to win it again next year. And I am a strong believer. I'm not the biggest Heat fan, but I'm a strong believer that they'll come back and do it again next season.
One thing fans and everybody out there needs to take note is that Miami does not play positions. They're a very unique team right now. They're on a level to where positions are non-existent to them, which is what makes them completely dangerous among many other things. Personally, I feel that winning a ring gets the monkey off their back, and now they're going to go out there and have fun. Agree or disagree?
Agree. I totally agree.
100% agree.
All right, well, with that being said, college football is next, and we will return with more MSU Sports Circle.
All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. I'm Tony Hobbs, host of MSPR's new show, Good Vibes. Each week, I'll be sifting through hours of material to bring you the best in adult alternative music. You can expect to hear from bands such as Coldplay, Mumford & Sons, The Kicks, and much more. Good Vibes, Mondays from 7 to 10 p.m. on Morehead State Public Radio.
Morehead State University's new state-of-the-art Recreation and Wellness Center offers you the opportunity to get in shape. Come enjoy our track overlooking the basketball courts, or take our bikes, ellipticals, treadmills, Stairmasters, and other cardio machines for a spin to help you break a sweat. And once you've worked up and breathing, pump some iron down in our weight room. Come visit MSU's new Recreation Wellness Center, open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays today.
Welcome back. And what kind of show would we be in SEC country if we did not discuss college football? What have been some of the notable performances, games that we've seen so far?
Starting off so far, I'm gonna be honest. This season, it's like it's missing something. It's been a little dry. If I had to just twirl my fingers around, just throw one game out there, I guess with Auburn and LSU this past weekend, 12-10, very intense game, hard-nosed defense, what you see every week out in the SEC conference, pro-style defense, close to. And besides that, on paper, there's not really been nothing exciting. Everybody I've watched should have won. There's really not been nothing to say that was really that impressive. The only thing I'm really disappointed in is the preseason number one, which was USC. How do you come in and you lose to Stanford early in the season? I mean, I thought it was supposed to be the season. I mean, what's going on?
I mean, that was kind of a disappointing game, but I read somewhere that USC hasn't beat Stanford in, it was a couple seasons that they hadn't beat Stanford. So once you read the stats, it was kind of predictable that they weren't going to win. But I mean, it was kind of disappointing. But to me, the SEC is a dominating conference right now. And not having an SEC team ranked number one, such as Alabama, that to me, I was kind of thrown off by that because Alabama's a hardworking team and they look so good every year. And I kind of thought that they were disrespected not being that top-ranking team at first. But they look great now, and the game with Michigan was kind of really hyped up. You know, you had your Michigan fans. They're like, you know, this is going to be a great game. But to me, being an SEC fan, I just knew how it was going to turn out. There was no way Alabama was losing that game.
It's called power versus speed.
Oh, yeah,
it's
definitely.
Power versus speed.
Yeah.
Big Ten is power, but SEC is speed, and it kills them every time. Like I said, it's pretty much like you're playing in the NFL. Mini NFL league. That's all it really is in the SEC.
I agree, and with Oregon being ranked number 2, earlier we were discussing, I think the top 3 teams that should be ranked right now should be all SEC schools. Oregon, a great program, but like you said, speed kills in the SEC, and they just can't keep up with it. And to me, Oregon, when they get up against the SEC school, it's just shameful sometimes. It's that speed kills them, and they're not used to that because in the Pac-12, they just don't have the speed that they have in the SEC.
No, the Pac-12, they're not playing anybody. It's not even power or speed. You're not playing anybody. I don't take the Pac-12 seriously, just like with the Big East football. There's no good teams in them for real. Very competitive anyways.
So speaking of competitive teams, what team looks focused right now? Who do we need to be scared of?
There's really only one team that really should be scared of. We already said them, Alabama.
Yeah.
Nick Saban is building a dynasty at this program. He's building a dynasty.
I agree. I mean, Alabama, they come out every year and they just look phenomenal on the field. And I can totally agree. Alabama, sorry to say, they're going to win it again this year. I honestly don't see a team right now that is going to take that title and take that opportunity away from Alabama. They just dominate right now.
So what is it that separates Alabama from the rest?
I think it's coaching. I think hands down, the best coach in this business is Coach Nick Saban.
I agree.
I don't think nobody's better than him. No one.
So no one's gonna give them a run for the money.
See now that right there.
Will they see some type of competition? Do you predict?
When you're that good like them, they're already 4-0 starting the season off. We all know that. When you're that good, you sometimes get kind of bored when you just start cruising through the season, you know. And it'd be that one game that you just slip up and you get upset, you know.
Yeah.
I really can't say. I really can't say. I'm not gonna say I agree or disagree, but I'm like 50-50. Are they gonna win it again? I don't know. It's all about can they just stay focused for the whole season.
That will be their challenge, maintaining that focus and not getting too complacent with being that top-ranked team and knowing that not many teams can beat them. So that will be the challenge for Alabama this year: is can they maintain that focus and can they go undefeated again this year?
Okay, so we've talked about teams, conferences, who's who and who's not. Do we even have anybody who stood out as individuals that we could even consider for Heisman at this point in the season right now?
I'm gonna piggyback on all the sport writers we were saying in the world. Everybody wants Braxton Miller from Ohio State, quarterback. I'm gonna go and say that. I really am. He's been holding it down Ohio State because personally they've really been struggling. They could have really easily dropped the last 2 weekends in a row. But his numbers have been pretty good so far, which is 754 yards, 7 TDs, and only 2 picks. It's pretty good. And then going to say good other things about him, Urban Meyer said he's the best athlete he's ever coached in his career.
And that's a lot coming from Meyer. That
high
really is.
prizes from Coach Meyer, so watch out for him.
Okay, well, with that being said, we've talked about college. When we come back, it's time to talk about the big dogs, NFL. Keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. Get a drink, use the restroom, wash your hands, do whatever you got to do. We'll be right back with more MSU Sports Circle.
Do you wish there was somewhere you could go for all your university-related purchases? Did you know that there is? The University Bookstore, located on the first floor of ADUC, has all of your answers. They have school supplies, art supplies, university apparel, and of course, textbooks. Be sure to stop by and visit the University Bookstore today.
NFL football. What have been some of the top performances of the season so far?
Can I just say the Falcons are currently ranked number 2, and they look phenomenal. I haven't got a chance to watch much this season, but when I do watch, the Falcons look awesome on the field. It seems like they just finally have all the pieces there, and they're putting it together, and they look great on the field. And watch out for the Falcons.
Do the Falcons look like a contender, Matt?
I think so. Starting off, you really have to look at the record. We're 3-0.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd roll with that. But my team personally, just because what I've already seen them do from the previous year is San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they are dangerous. Coming back off the NFC championship, and this team, watch out for them. Alex Smith finally has the message. I know we wrote him off as a bust a couple years ago. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm loving the direction they're going.
Okay, so we talked about teams. Well, who are some teams that we should be on the lookout for and why? Personally, I'm going to throw out the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, right now they're 3-0. Cobb is beasting, 428 yards. Then you got your receiving core, Fitzgerald and Roberts, both got hands and feet for days, 181 yards to 111 yards. Are they a threat right now, or is this something that they're hot right now? Who else do we need to watch out for?
You have a receiver like Larry Fitzgerald. You cannot be messed with. That man is dangerous.
I can honestly say Cobb. He was an underrated player, and now it's like he has his time to shine right now. And sometimes that's all you need is to go to a team who gives you a little appreciation and shows you a little love, and you step up and you show out. And I think right now that's what he's doing, and he's taking this opportunity and he's feeding off of it, and he does look good on the field. And I think that this team this year will be a team to watch out for.
Okay, well, we talked about the good. Let's X out the bad and get right to the ugly. Philly and Mike Vick. What is going on here?
Hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, Michael Vick.
I mean, what's wrong? It seems like they spent the money. They have all the pieces. They definitely have the motivation. It's the glue is what's going on right now. Even the wins, disgusting wins. Michael Vick does not look focused. He's had multiple games, 4, 5, so on, so interceptions off the run, which is what he's known for. What do they need to do, or is there any hope in Philly right now?
Like you said, I think Michael Vick needs to bear down and he needs to focus. This team is really, the team is on his back, and I don't think he's really processing that. When a team is relying on you and you're the face of the team, you're the franchise player of this team, you got to step it up. This is your job. You need to get out there and do your job. All the extra stuff that you've been focusing on, you got to put that to the back burner, and you got to come out and do what you're getting paid to do.
That's the case when we block for him. That's the case. We know he's a scrambler. Is he the greatest out of the pocket? Not really. But if that's the case, we need to block for him. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, does it seem like
his
they're making him
offensive
stay
line.
in the pocket too much? Do they need to take the leash off and let him go wild, or is it something else?
Every year Vic seems like he's losing his focus a little bit more and more.
I don't know.
We've talked about quarterbacks slipping a little bit. Let's bring it back to a positive note here shortly. Rookie alert, RG3. Is this kid the real deal?
The real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal. The real deal. This, like we all, well, I don't know, I take that back. We all didn't say that. Some of us said he really should have been #1 pick. My personal opinion. This man is tearing it up. 747 yards and 4 TDs.
Okay, Adrena, quickly, does this kid have what it takes to have a solid career in the NFL?
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, for his rookie season, look what he's doing already. This team is relying on him. He has his team on his back, and he's loving every minute of it. He's getting out there and getting it done, and I think that he's only going to continue to get better as he grows and as he matures in this NFL.
Well, one thing is for certain, his franchise definitely has put a lot of stock and a lot of faith in him. I wish the best for him. We will be right back with MSU Weekly Recap. Welcome back, and it's time to discuss MSU Weekly Recap. The MSU Lady Eagles soccer team season is underway, and one thing that cannot be debated is the lack of experience this season. How is this affecting the team?
I mean, it seems like the Lady Eagles are having a really hard time transitioning into, when you lose 6 or 7 seniors, that's a big thing. You know, not only are you losing people who started and made an impact on your team, you're losing leadership. So if there aren't people ready to step up, the juniors and the sophomores from last year, if they're not ready to step up and take that place, then it's going to be hard for you out on the field. And I think what this team really needs is someone to step up, not only as a player, but as the team leader. Talk to the team. Tell them, hey, we're not really doing what we need to do the second half of the game. So second half, we need to be stronger. You need that leadership on the team.
Is it just that, or maybe is it just a down year?
Losing 6 players, that's a big deal. I mean, I would call that a transitioning year. I think it's fair to say that it's a transitioning year. There's only 2 seniors on the team now, and that's hard. Like I said, the lack of leadership. When you have a young team like that, it's hard because you're still sometimes in your this is the way I do it ways. This is the way that I've done it before, and it's hard to transition into a college type mentality. And I think that that's when the leadership steps in and say, okay, it's time for you to get with it. You know what I mean? Or you're not going to win.
Because when you're this many games in, I really don't buy into we're young, they no experience. It's like when you play this many games, at least 5+, you would think you would build some type of chemistry.
But I mean,
no singer. You know?
One thing I have to disagree with is so many times we see it in a lot of sports, but especially in the game like soccer. where a lot of soccer is mental. It takes a lot of physical and mental conditioning. Watching it is not the same as playing it. And like Adrena had said, when you have two seniors, if you look at their record and you really dive in to the score charts and the play-by-play, you'll notice in the second half periods per se that they're zero. They're not scoring. They're not scoring at all. And when you look at that, that should tell you, even in overtime games, that's where they've lost, is in overtime. Now, losing seniors, that's where your mental toughness comes from. Because as a senior, you've been there, you've done that. You know when there's certain moments, it's time to dig deep because we have a whole nother period and they're not gonna let up. The problem is, in my opinion, when you have this young team, they're easing off. Okay, game's about to end, we're about to end. Whereas experience will teach them that's not the case, especially not in soccer and especially not in the OVC.
You got to keep on pushing on through the whole game. And like you said, you can't come out the second half, give it your first half, give it your all, and then the second half let up. That's just not how it works. And like you said, does it go back to, is it the leadership thing? It's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. So you need everybody on the same page out there on the field because you're not doing it alone.
Is there any hope for salvation of this season? Will they have that one game where they show us what they can have potentially? Because years to come, we have a team. Will we see that spark?
Like you said, this late in the season, it's kind of hard to bounce back from that. But if they can get a couple players to step up, not only just your seniors, then I think they'll be fine. They can salvage the rest of the season.
Well, one thing is for certain, here at MSU Sports Circle, we have high hopes for the Lady Eagles. Years to come, we think they're going to do their thing, and like always, we wish you the best of luck. After these commercial breaks, we will be back with our closing segments.
Morehead State University's new state-of-the-art Recreation and Wellness Center offers you the opportunity to get in shape. Come enjoy our track overlooking the basketball courts, or take our bikes, ellipticals, treadmills, Stairmasters, and other cardio machines for a spin to help you break a sweat. And once you've worked up and breathing, pump some iron down in our weight room. Come visit MSU's new Recreation Wellness Center, open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays today.
Now, you know we had to end it on something good. MSU Weekly Recap. This week's subject, weekly recap. I'm tripping, that's how bad this is. Closing segments, D12. Or should I call him D11 and a quarter?
No, sir. His name's Dwight Howard. Why does he get nicknames?
No Superman?
There's no Superman. There's no D12. It's Mr. Win a Ring because now you're with a superstar team. That's what you call yourself.
I agree. The whole situation with Dwight Howard was so unprofessional. It was so sloppy, and I have no respect for someone who does this. You got your coach fired, you got your GM fired, you threw this big fit, and you left. You went and you caused this big scene, and you went to LA. Granted, yes, adding him to the team can be a good thing, but honestly, like I said, with the Heat having this momentum, I wouldn't just automatically put the Lakers as winning the next championship. I think that they're still going to have to work out some kinks like they did last season.
Well, one thing that needs to be considered is he is fresh off this back surgery. Is this the same Dwight Howard that we're used to seeing, or that shadow of his former self?
Oh, you about to explode. I mean, these doctors, you got all that money, you have him back brand new like he was his first year at Orlando. But the thing is, and I'm just gonna keep saying, you got what you wanted, now win a ring. LeBron, you're off the charts now. LeBron, you're off the hot seat.
He's off the hook.
He's off the hook. He's the new LeBron now. Yeah. Everybody was like, LeBron, you do it. Now Dwight, you do it. That's how it works in this sporting business. We want the ring. You're with Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players we've ever seen in this game. You do this. You got Steve Nash, one of the greatest point guards we've ever seen in this. You do this. You figure out something. Mike Brown, you get this team together. Let's get over the hump. Win the ring. I don't want to see.
I don't want to hear any excuses.
No excuses.
No, not an excuse from the Lakers, not from Dwight Howard. They have it all now. So what's going to be the excuse when they don't win it or when they're not having a great season? I love to hear the excuses that the Laker fans come up with.
So could we see a trend in players holding their teams hostage per se, like what Dwight Howard did, the soap opera, the drama, the saga?
Depends.
Is this going to stop with Dwight Howard, or are other players going to catch on?
It depends how big of a caliber player you are. Your LeBrons, your Kobe's, your D-Wades, they can do that. Somebody just, okay, about good, just a star level, nah, they're laughing.
Kevin Martin can't get away with that.
They're laughing. I'm going to say, Kevin, go clean your shoes off and get on the practice floor.
Right.
It's not happening.
Well, one thing is for certain, matter of fact, one thing is for certain, Dwight, it's time to step up. Stop crying. Stop laughing when your team's losing. You got what you wanted. You got 2 people fired, a whole new staff bring in, and arguably you're playing for the greatest sports franchise in history. What you gonna do? With that being said, I'm Justin Neely, Adrena Anderson, and Matt Johnson. Come on back. We got a lot more in store for you.